So hey guys, today we're gonna be having the comparison between the Xperia XZ2 Japan version, Docomo, and XZ2, so international version. So first off, there's really not much difference between the two. As you can see, same body, same specs. There's literally nothing changed. Though if you're watching this in 2024 and maybe you're looking into buying a compact phone and you decided for an XZ2 compact because of its hardware compared to the competition, um yeah, I'd really recommend getting the XZ2 compact. But maybe after you check for the XZ2 and you saw that there's a Japanese version and there's also this international version with a single SIM or dual SIM. I have the dual SIM here, and you're wondering what's the difference between the two. Mainly, the main difference between the two is that this Japan version has some restrictions compared to this international version. So, first off, as you can see on the first one, is that the camera on the uh, Japanese version of this XZ2 compact, whether it's Docomo or whatnot, you cannot turn off the shutter sound on the camera, because it's demanded by their law, wherein you can just go snapping pictures of someone. At least at least they have to be aware that you're taking pictures, mainly because of too much perverts in that country. And also the you can see the the Japanese version of this, or mostly Xperia Japanese versions, they are loaded with they're mostly loaded with Japanese apps depending on the carrier, and this one is a Docomo, so there's the Docomo apps preloaded. Docomo Market, Docomo, yes, Docomo Market, Docomo Mail, Docomo Phone, Docomo Photos, and as you can see, you could go to the details of this app. You cannot you cannot disable it. Some apps you can disable, but mostly you cannot disable them. Though you though what I tend to do is that I turn off the notification for those apps and restrict everything, including networks and notification networks and sensors or whatnot, from using when I'm while and also background process when I'm using the device, because I don't want anything compromised while using this phone. Though I did use this as my main phone for over 4 months now, from switching from XZ1 Compact, Kin 3 Ultra, and then this one. So you see, it's preloaded with the Amazon whatnot, Amazon Kindle, and some of the apps are my own apps. So that's mainly the things you get when you're using the XZ2 Compact, which is the camera shutter sound, and the camera shutter sound and this uh, camera shutter sounds and the apps that come with it. And also, since this is an older phone, it's stuck on Android 10. Same with this one. Same with the international version. They're both stuck on Android 10. Though Android 10 is still usable, you can use it for banking apps or whatnot. Though most people are just too too sensitive about this topic, wherein no no security updates means their phone's been compromised. They cannot use it for anything other than maybe watch YouTube. I don't know about this deterioration, but it's what it is. Um, Now moving on to the international version. As you can see here, there's the Docomo here, but here on this international version, there's no nothing. Also, should focus. There's the Xperia, and it shows. Oh, it shows the. As you can see, there's small indent there below the Xperia. You can see. You can see there's the model number, but on the international version there's none, and also the tag for the NFC is somewhat different. This is an NFC used until today logo, but I don't know about the other one. It's like a leaf. Maybe it's the earlier version of the NFC. And so moving on to the international version. So as I mentioned, both are stuck at Android 10, but most people, because Android 10 is a little bit dated, so most people most people from yes, earlier Android from earlier in the Android community, also me, what I used to do is that install custom ROMs on my older phones, and it has been carried on until now, wherein the one of the most common that, or I think the most prominent that ROM that survived these years is the Lineage OS, and Lineage OS has been this OS that stick to the Android, to the stock Android with no shenanigans included, by always integrating the latest Android together with its features. And as you can see, my it's getting a bit long, but this one is stuck in Android 10. Forget the IME, I don't care. And this one is also stuck on Android 10. It was stuck on Android 10, but the difference between the two is that before you can install any custom ROMs, you need to unlock the bootloader. And by unlocking the bootloader, you can install any custom ROMs you want, which is for your device. And as I mentioned, the Lineage OS, the best custom ROM right now, that's integrating the stock Android experience. And by doing so, you can get all these features, latest features from the Android. And in here I'm running the Lineage OS 21 Android 14 on this on my XZ2 compact. So let me show you. As you can see here, I'm running Android 14. It's fairly easy when you have this, when you have the necessary drivers and you have the PC. Whichever PC you're running, you could do it at home. No need to just follow the instructions on the Lineage OS website. So that's the main difference between the two. If you're if you're asking if the XZ2 compact Japanese version can, if its bootloader can be unlocked, I'm sad. It's very sad to say that you cannot, you cannot unlock the bootloader of the of this of the Japanese version today to date. Before there was a service, I'm not sure about that service, but there was a service, online service tool that you had to pay, I think maybe around $5 to unlock your bootloader on your Japanese phone because it's carrier locked, so you cannot do anything about it. Um, so yeah, and also when talking about pricing, the because you can get most of these ones as refurbished, or used. If you're lucky enough, you could get a cheaper used phone, the international version. As for me, I bought this on an online seller from China, and I think this one is refurbished, as it's really, I don't see really, I didn't encounter really any defects or physical scratches or whatnots on this phone when I bought it. Same with this one, it's refurbished. I also bought it from a China seller, and they came with no issues. Fairly new for me. I could say they were used. Yeah, there are a little bit of scratch when I got this one compared to this one, and also the price. The price is that this international version is way more expensive compared to the Japanese version. It's almost as twice the price when you're buying this international version. But the fact that you could install custom ROMs in the latest Android is that I think it's worth it for me. I think it's worth it. And also, if some of you may be wondering about the camera quality, I think I've set this one too warm compared to this. Take note that when you're there's a flash. Take note that when you're installing the custom ROM on your phone, especially the Xperia phones, is that you lose the camera DRM keys. Though camera DRM keys and those DRMs are necessary for the for the camera, for the camera. It's 14 minutes already. Sorry about that, taking it too long. Though you don't really lose that much, or you don't really lose quality. In case you're wondering, the old, because the Sony Xperia is mostly on the hardware specs of the camera. So as you can see here, they're both taken with photos, though I haven't found any any camera app, just like the stock camera app on the Xperia XZ2 compact, the stock camera app that can use the 960 FPS slow motion 1080p. As of now, recording this one 2024, by the end of 2024, I haven't excuse me, found any camera app that's the same as the default camera app on the XZ2 Compact. And so if it's 15 minutes already, if you're watching this and you have a solution for that, you could can you please at least comment, because I've really been looking for it. And also, if you're wondering, the navigation, let this be the last one. The navigation, there's no navigation bar here on the XZ2 Compact International version with Lineage OS, because as Android 11 and up, at least I think Android 10 and up, they've you could use the navigation. You could use the gesture navigation compared to the Xperia Android 10 before that. They lacked this one. They didn't even give us any options for the navigation, so it was like three keys on the bottom. So it's already a small screen, and there's also this navigation on the bottom. So what I did was, though you cannot install custom ROMs on the XZ2 Compact Japanese version, there is a guide when using this. Right here, I'm using the FNG navigation. As you can see here, there's a high navigation bar, and here it says here requires root or ADB command. So the easiest way is to use ADB command. There's a command here. You can just straight up command on this phone, so you can hide this one, compared to rooting your phone, which is, I haven't done it for maybe like years now, because I didn't find any need to do it. Safest to do is the ADB command. You could do it by using a PC or using another phone that supports OTG. You could do it. I have done it, and it works. It's just simple. Just mess around in the internet, and you can find them. So that concludes the. It's almost 18 minutes. That concludes the differences between the two, and some questions and some common questions answered about getting the XZ2 Compact in 2024, when you're a little bit undecided on which one to get. So for me, yeah, the perks of custom ROMs, the latest Android experience, and yeah, find it better experience compared to the Japanese version, because it's mainly because I always take picture a lot, especially in the streets, and the shutter sound has annoyed most people when I'm doing it. So that's one of the major things why I bought this. I went with the international version. So thanks for watching, and see you next.